What's good, everybody? Welcome to another weekly dose of the Wake and Bake Vibes. I'm your host, Kamikaze. Before we even start the show, all the music is being played directly from the Sonar Muse platform, and everybody on this playlist will be getting paid out in real time. So let's get started, and then we'll get into the show. Hope you guys enjoy.
Black Panther music. Can you always be mine? I wish that we could be frozen in time. Before the doubts are setting in, I wish our love was frozen in time. Can you always be mine? I wish that we could be frozen in time. Before the doubts are setting in, I wish our love was frozen in time. Can you always be mine? Can you always be mine? Can you always be mine? Can you always be mine?
Can you always be mine? I wish that we could be frozen in time.
Can you always be mine? I wish that we could be frozen in time. Before the doubts are setting in, I wish our love was frozen in time. Can you always be mine? I wish that we could be frozen in time. Before the doubts are setting in, I wish our love was frozen in time. Can you Can you always be mine? Can you always be mine? Can you always be mine? Can you always be mine?
That boy is fire. モンスターがこれを作った。
They practicing necromancy. So you think you fancy by passing the little kids candy. A stimulus check to distract me. Whoa, it won't come in handy. I'm winning it back like an athlete. I'm gone to November like Saggies. They checkerboard up like a taxi. Think I'ma start eating Zaxby's. Big fish, I don't eat Krabby Patties. Ethereum gas trying to tax me. Mainstream news, a Bitcoin maxi. Whoa, I won't let them cap me. Six senses foreseeing dead people. Black magic, they practicing evil. Signs and symbols is making you see through. Transparent like a good use case. H-bar environmentally got good ways faces. Little crazy job, giving thanks and praise. Consciousness higher now. What's the God in me? Mary, ballin' like I'm Ted. Rose Air, Jason, scared representation. Friday the 13th, no Ice Cube or phase on you. Ain't talking crypto, I can't be what they on. Still rapping about lean, must be sniffing on napalm. Wise is locked up, niggas thinking they Akon. He on the excellent building his city. In the name of crypto, why you thinking like pretty? Niggas still selling they soul for fiat. Blood sacrifices, I'm seeing a lot. Can't even tribute, cause it was a ritual. Necromancy, dog, evilly spiritual. Practicing necromancy. Oh, so you think you fancy by passing the little kids candy. A stimulus check to distract me. Whoa, it won't come in handy. I'm running it back like an athlete. I'm gone to November like Saggies. They checkerboard up like a tag.
Yeah, fresh to death like my verses bring back life. You're in the dark and I stay in the light. Luminous flow, my aura's extra bright. Trying to buy my soul, no, all you can do is try, but I'll never fold. You think you're ill like COVID, but homie, you are just a common cold. If you ain't got it, then you ain't got it, bro. Watching the cabal falling like dominoes. Damn, nobody's greater than me. Got good energy and good energy. Making money off crypto, that's my prophecy. Unrealized gains, that ain't no prophecy. How words could be spells. Life's an illusion and no one can tell. Wishing you well by you wishing well. The world is controlled by the 1% and they be using spells. And you can't see it, because till you seeing is believing. Laughing at us while they see kids bleeding. Adrenochrome, these people be feeding. This is real life, now you ain't dreaming. Damn, does life really have a meaning? People are drowning because of things they are streaming. Life is so cold, life is anemic. We need some healing.
Practicing necromancy. Oh, so you think you fancy by passing the little kids candy. A stimulus check to distract me. Whoa, it won't come in handy. I'm running it back like an athlete. I'm gone to November like Saggies. They checkerboard up like a taxi.
You are now listening to the Wake and Bake Vibes with Too Cold, Killer Strada, and X Lemmy.
Kamikaze Monster.
This 2 code with the 2 code XRPL cookout presenting the XRPL Wake and Bake vibes with my co-host X Lemmy and Kamikaze, aka Killer Strat. You know the vibes.
Yo, I gotta get out my comfort zone, but I truly be so comfortable. I can see you pussy through your clothes. I took a risk, it was on the road. Fuck, I look like on the honor roll. Certified lover boy, I love all the hoes. I was homeless before and I couldn't host. Now my ego too big to just coast to coast. Put a hole in your boat like a Cheerio. Masquerade as a hero, Mysterio. She gon' listen to me and start tearing up. You gon' get what I mean in a year, so that's if you don't make me go bury you. I'ma piss on your grave and your burial. Take your bay and I'm looking at aerial. The mirrors on the ceiling, get an aerial. I don't know drip, I know heart, yeah. When I leave, take it apart. Stand up, nigga, Rosa Parks. I got my blood on my art. Shorty, your diamond, she know to play a part. Make a movie, fuck her at the part. I like to see it, I don't wait for dark. I like it all, they like skin or they dark. Asian or Mexican, Asian or Spanish. She told me she crazy, I told her I manage. I wanna beat it till she dead, I just banish. Then marry your ghost, take a knee and then vanish. I like her sober, I don't take advantage. Buzzing like be so funny, cause I planned it. Raw like the paper, no seed getting planted. She could be bipolar, at least she ain't average. Yeah. I gotta get out my comfort zone, but I truly be so comfortable. I can see you pussy through your clothes. I took a risk, it was on the road. Fuck, I look like on the honor roll. Certified lover boy, I love all the hoes. I was homeless before and I couldn't host. Now my ego too big to just coast to coast. Yeah. Hey, look, yeah. Okay. Zone. And my ego too big for just coast to coast. And my ego too big for just coast to coast. And my ego too big for just coast to coast. And my ego too big for just coast to coast. Yeah. Zone. Yeah.
Whoa, this is a Wake and Bake exclusive.
モンスターがこれを作った。
X Lemmy and Kamikaze coming through with another XRPL Wake and Bake Vibes exclusive. You know what time it is. You know the vibes. Heard here first. Let's get it.
Watch me and my team puzzle piece this shit together. Yeah, since we moving clean as Alka-Seltzer. Gotta keep that money safe, that trust a shelter. I love it when a plan comes together. Big drip, she calls it that money. I gotta get to her like a bandit, yeah, yeah, yeah. My niggas, I'm sorry. If the charge is loyalty, then damn it, I'm red-handed, yeah, yeah, yeah. We built it from the bottom 10 years and we ain't stopped. They asking when I'm dropping, nigga, check the baseline when you buy. Oh, some of my niggas had to push them keys. Now I got my niggas legit off from pushing keys. Watch me and my team puzzle piece this shit together. LLCs, we moving clean as Alka-Seltzer. Gotta keep that money safe, that just a shelter. Gotta love it when a plan comes together. Watch me and my team puzzle piece this shit together. LLCs, we moving clean as Alka-Seltzer. Gotta keep that money safe, that trust the shelter. Love it when a plan comes together. Big drip, she callin' that money. I got to get to her like a bandit, yeah. Yeah, this season, all season. Mike Tyson, Ali in. Offense and defense is outstanding, yeah. Need my outstanding share the game, I understand it, play. Soon as I get mine's fine, I'll be Gucci, man, LaFleur. On another stratosphere, manifested can appear. That's the master plan this year. Call on me the grenadier, the track I do the damage here. Watch me and my team puzzle piece this shit together. LLCs, we moving clean as Alka-Seltzer. Gotta keep that money safe, that trust the shelter. Gotta love it when a plan comes together. Watch me and my team puzzle piece this shit together. LLCs, we moving clean as Alka-Seltzer. Gotta keep that money safe, that trust the shelter. Love it when a plan comes together. You know why you team. But there is a me. Hey, even a nigga hope that I hit that dream. Yeah. Why she always smiling when she see me? She just wanna hear out all night long. I just wanna rock out with my team. Wait until you see your side. Oh. Wait until you see your side. Yeah.
KDB.
This is the Wake and Bake Vibes with Too Cold, X Lemmy, and Killer Strider. This is the Wake and Bake Vibes with Too Cold, X Lemmy, and Killer Strider.
Shot man. Street is here. Go. Ọmọ bèbí ọmọ gbé mi débẹ̀ mo fẹ́ tọ́nà vitaminator jọ ń kọ́nà SIP NFT TV tọ́nà ọmọ bèbí ọmọ gbé mi débẹ̀ mo fẹ́ tọ́nà vitaminator jọ ń kọ́nà SIP NFT TV tọ́nà. Out of the mud, trench, baby, now my city on me. When you come, you see me smile, bragger skies on me. Now I'm crypto lean, smoking on gasoline. When your bitch see my big hole, she want me. The meaning number one, look, none of me. Trapping overseas, fuck my fantasies. From sun up to sundown, she wanna fuck with me. I got all eyes on me. When you see me, bet on me. Omo baby, omo. Give me débẹ̀ mo fẹ́ tọ́nà vitaminator jọ ń kọ́nà SIP NFT TV kọ́nà ọmọ bèbí ọmọ gbé mi débẹ̀ mo fẹ́ tọ́nà vitaminator jọ ń kọ́nà SIP NFT TV kọ́nà. Èmi iṣẹ́ lomi tó bá dé mi má lọ fún mi wé ẹlòmí àbókí ń kerosene. Uta nigga bounce on the banaji. I'm on the paper chase. I don't give a fuck in anybody say. I'm on my way to the top. I'm on my way to get everything I say. You need love. They just keep on calling me. Peacock. Ding, 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 dong. King of the jungle. Call me King Kong. Straight to the moon. Everybody look up. Omo baby, omo. Give me débẹ̀ mo fẹ́ tọ́nà. Vitaminator jọ ń kọ́nà SIP NFT TV kọ́nà ọmọ bèbí ọmọ gbé mi débẹ̀ mo fẹ́ tọ́nà Vitaminator jọ ń kọ́nà SIP NFT TV kọ́nà ọmọ bèbí ọmọ gbé mi débẹ̀ mo fẹ́ tọ́nà Vitaminator jọ ń kọ́nà SIP NFT TV kọ́nà ọmọ bèbí ọmọ gbé mi débẹ̀ mo fẹ́ tọ́nà Vitaminator jọ ń kọ́nà SIP NFT TV kọ́nà.
Whoa. Slimmy. And you're listening to the Wake and Bake Vibes with Kamikaze and Too Cold. Whoa.
XRPO Cookouts presents the XRPO Wake and Bake Vibes with my co-hosts X Lemmy and Kamikaze, aka Killer Strat. You know the vibe.
Find out what was on the inside of a woman, the Lord of a woman. He said, tell me what's inside. He said, tell me what's inside. I said, everything you ever wanted, everything you ever needed, everything you ever hoped for, everything you ever dreamed of. Love, 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 love. Sometimes words have no meaning. Finding out it's more like a feeling on the inside. Lord, on the inside. He said, tell me what's inside. I said, tell me what's inside. He said, everything you ever wanted, everything you ever needed, everything you ever hoped for, everything you ever dreamed of. Love, 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 you got me breaking down your door. Love, 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 it's got me wanting even more. Are you everything you ever wanted? Are you everything you ever needed? Are you everything you ever hoped for? Are you everything you ever dreamed of? My love, love, love. He's got me breaking down your door. Love, love. He's got me wanting even more. Love, love. You look so good, good enough to. You look so sweet, good enough to. You look so good, good enough to. You look so sweet, good enough to. You look so good, good enough to. You look so sweet, good enough to. You look so good, good enough for me.
Triangular traps.
Little farmer, a big farmer. Play on words, gotta stay conscious. Gag gas or organic ganja. Wake and bake, Tuco Kamikaze.
J. Lemmy and Kamikaze bringing the vibes. So pull up, cause we live.
Yeah, an OG, smoking OG, good. I crush it down, break it up, roll it and smoke it slowly. The organic grown trees, a puff of that good weed. Put you on a vibe that can make for good stories. Go ahead and proceed to pass the joint and don't forget to play some music. It will stimulate the mind once you get into it. We can talk about it if you're into it. That's on me, let me into call, get into it. We all about the music, we all about the movement, creating a new movement. All about the vibes and there's nothing to it. Legendary status is where we at. Where music is therapy, so just relax. Triple dose of the music bags, no side effects, you know where it's at.
Little farmer, a big farmer. Play on words, gotta stay conscious. Gas or organic ganja. Wake and bake, Tuco Kamikaze. Little farmer, a big farmer. Play on words, gotta stay conscious. Gas or organic ganja. Wake and bake, Tuco Kamikaze. Read them all like Pearl Harbor, Coach Carter. Crypto Jace, X-rated, we grind harder. In the clips, Lil Wayne and Dre. XRP a reject, they can't relate. Family matters, they used to call me Steve Urkel with my suspenders on and my bug tee. Sober knew the shouty and I was bug weed. Blood type diet, guess I'm a little farmer. Big farmer, still killing off the masses. Wake and bake, every episode a classic. I prefer a real body over a plastic. So that means we been triangular traffic. Little farmer, a big farmer. Play on words, gotta stay conscious. Gas or organic ganja. Wake and bake, Tuco Kamikaze. Little farmer, a big farmer. Play on words, gotta stay conscious. Gas or organic ganja. Wake and bake, Tuco Kamikaze.
We getting it in at the XRPL Wake and Bake Vibes with 2 Code, X Lemmy, and Kamikaze. You know the vibes.
Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another weekly dose of the Wake and Bake Vibes. I'm your host, Kamikaze, aka Killer Strider, aka your podcaster's favorite podcaster. And today we have a special guest on the show. Before I even introduce him, I will be playing a song of his before we even start the show. So let me get into it. Let's get into the vibes. Let's catch some vibes, and then we can get into conversation. This is the Wake and Bake Vibes with 2 Code, X Lemmy, and Killer Strider. Yeah, that was rippled by our guest. I'd like to welcome Cyber Sinner. What's up, Cyber? How you doing today?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Welcome to the
Excellent.
Wake and Bake Vibes. How you doing
Great.
today?
I'm doing great today. Thank you for having me on. Hello, everyone. Yes, that
Welcome,
was my
welcome.
song, Rippled, inspired by you guys
Would you
earlier.
like awesome. Would you like to give us a brief introduction on who Cyber Center is, who you are, and just let us know more about your music journey?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So let's start with the name first. So, Cyber Sinner. Where'd I even get that name? Right? Well, I wanted something, cyberpunky, but also gothic. I love everything goth. One of my favorite movies is The Crow. Love that aesthetic, the music from the '90s, mid to early '90s. All the goth stuff. And so I also wanted something sexy in the name. So I decided to go with, well, if I go with Cyber Sinner, that's a really good name, but cyber spelled regularly, that's a bit generic. So I decided to spell it like a sigh, and in combination together, I think it works pretty well. So, who am I really? Uh, I'm an idea, an instrument of creation. I'm a musician. A filmmaker, short film. I love all forms of art. My most favorite form of art, though, has to be music creation. There's just something about those vibrations that really capture a message, even if you don't even have any words in the song. You really capture and encapsulate a message there. And with a song like a Ripple, uh, just to put it into context, here, I have a vision for the future, an aesthetic of the future as well. I foresee here in the short future, maybe we'll get into more Art Deco style. We see that with Elon Musk. He's been displaying a lot of interest towards Art Deco. You've noticed with the logo change of X, it's very Art Deco. The robots Art Deco inspired, but um, I really want to help bring that world into fruition. I love style, all forms of style, from fashion, uh, art forms, of course, like film, architecture, um, furniture. And so, what I've seen in the last maybe 15 years, there's been a lack of style. So, in the 50s, it has a very identifiable style. The 60s as well, the 70s, the 80s, even the 90s. But towards the 2000s, it kind of all went into overdrive, into commercialism,
Mhm.
and it did get a little bit blended together, but I haven't really seen a big sense of identity, not in the capacity that the previous decades had. So I know that history tends to repeat itself, and I do foresee a type of Art Deco futurism that is coming for style and aesthetics. We'll see if that happens, but I haven't been wrong in my visions yet.
Awesome. Yeah, I think we will be talking about more about the future and more about futuristic things. But before we even get into more of the main topic, I just want us to get into some blockchain smoking news, some crypto news, and what's going on in the blockchain space. So With that, let's get into the news about Ripple and the SEC. So,
It's been
from what's going on, apparently, so the SEC wants to um, wants to argue with Ripple that the $2 billion penalty is needed against them, whereas Ripple wants to counter that proposal or that penalty by providing a 10 million fee or a penalty. They want to change it to a $10 million penalty. So it seems like the SEC just wants to provide Ripple with a penalty for accusing Ripple of earning 1.3, I think 1.3 million billion in earnings from selling supposed securities and selling it over the counter. So they want to charge Ripple over that. Um, and we've gotten the verdict about whether XRP is a security or whether Ripple has been selling securities. um we got some insight and a verdict that it's not a security. So what's your take on the whole this whole lawsuit and the fact that you know things are somewhat coming to an end? What's your thoughts on this this response from the SEC saying, hey, no, this $2 billion penalty is needed. Ripple has to pay for what they've done in the past. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think the SEC wants Ripple to pay the troll toll. Basically, you want to cross the bridge, you got to pay the toll. We from what I've learned is the Securities and Exchange Commission, they do this rite of passage kind of thing. So I believe they sued Amazon, they sued several other major companies, and what we've noticed is they get sued, they pay a fine, and then they become a juggernaut. So that's what I foresee in this case here. Now, I'm not well versed in law or so much world economics to be able to articulate things eloquently, but I'm very excited. I'm very bullish. um, I I love the XRP community. We're the underdogs, we're the rebels, and from what I've seen from observing other blockchains, is the most intelligent, the most adult of the group, to be honest. We have tons of smart people in many ways. And that's the best part of all this, the people we've met, and most importantly, the things we've learned. Since I got into learning blockchains, I've learned so much about a variety of so many other things. And I have been paying attention to the case. I've been watching other YouTubers, listening to spaces, and it really does seem like it's all planned, doesn't it? So it's very interesting.
For sure, I do think this will be an interesting way to end. I I don't know if it's gonna end real soon. We just have to see how this thing plays out. And we've been iterating this for quite some time. That the this whole lawsuit seems like a movie. It's like
Mhm.
it was planned out in some way, but we didn't really know the ending. We kind of knew like the nitty gritties of what's to come. We knew the verdict was going to be that they're not a security. We knew as XRP community that we're not holding any securities. They didn't promise anything to us. We we just need to ensure that we're more conscious of of what's going on around us, especially with the financial system, and I think that's what the XRP community is doing. We're more aware of what the the financial system is going to be like, how things are going to work, what is going to be used behind the scenes. I don't think XRP is going to be in the forefront, such as like a Bitcoin. It's not going to be like there in our faces. It's rather going to be something in the background that we use in terms of like the everyday things. We not might not even know that we're using XRP. Of course, the XRP community is going to know that, okay, these payments are instant because we're using XRP to make these transactions go through in the banking sector or the financial sector. But overall, I do think that this this penalty, I think that's too steep. 2 billion is a lot. That's
Yeah.
a lot. Like compared to what Ripple supposedly made by selling securities over the counter, or now they're not securities, of course, because we got the verdict. But yeah, 2 billion is steep. It's real steep. Like, how can you charge them that much when they didn't even make that much supposedly from selling over the counter. But let's see how it goes. At least there's gonna be some sort of settlement, some sort of agreement, some sort of fee, because of course they needed to get a slap on the wrist to kind of say, hey, you hope you guys don't do this again. Don't ever uh, try and do anything funny, and we just want you guys to play by the rule book, and that's what they've been doing. But let's see how it goes. For sure, I do think there is a lot of promising things to come when it comes to XRP. I wonder where Ripple's gonna go and what they're gonna do. Do you think they're gonna really play a significant role in not the financial system, but mostly like the community? Do you think they're gonna have some good intentions for the XRP community? Because Ripple is a completely different, they completely separate from the XRP ledger. They use the XRP ledger like any other business or any other project. So, do you think they have good intentions for the community? Do you think they're going to provide any good incentives or any good work for the community?
Yeah, gut feeling says yes. They want to make changes here, right? They want to make they want to ripple out throughout the universe, right? They want to make life changes in, it looks like, in a positive manner. They seem like people that want the best of the best, and I hope they continue to get the best of the best. And now, I know this is a hot topic with the community, with the riddles and the riddlers, right? But that's one of my favorite parts, to be honest. That's not
Yeah.
what got me into XRP, but it really kept me engaged, because it was like, what is this? Is this part of like the meme culture? Because how every blockchain coin, it'll have a meme associated with it. So it's very fun. But the coolest part of it all, which no one can deny, is how they've given certain images in the date before, and then later on you'll see that exact same image posted in the mainstream media, and it's just very interesting stuff there. And I hope whoever is in charge of the riddles continues, because they are very fun. And if we want more people to get into our community, we got to be a bit more fun, to be honest with you. I know that the main purpose for Ripple XRP is for the banking system, transactions, and all, but this is the future. We can't really predict where it's going to go too much, but we do know that it's here to stay, and it has communities. It's the way I like to see this all is like we're the new pilgrims, the new pioneers. You know, we got this land, we got these tools, and the people that put us there, they're like, here, it's your responsibility to grow this community, to grow the future, and that's where we are now. And I know there's always problems with funding. There's a lot of projects that deserve some funding, but they're not getting any. And I think it's right along those lines. You know, they want to see who the strongest are in a way, right? So it's all very interesting, very psyopy, very wow, very. It's so surreal the depths that this all goes, and you know what I enjoy the most about the riddles is that they've been teaching us all things. They've been making us all grow, and like I stated before, I want to continue to see that.
Definitely, definitely. Shout out to Looperman, aka Mr. Pool. You know, he's he's been a staple in the community, providing all these riddles. You know, we I don't want to like act like I haven't been, you know, looking at those riddles. They have somewhat, you know, open opened my eyes in some way. I haven't been engaging in them as of late. Um, but yeah, they do play some significance in what's going on. Uh, let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. What speaking of like the future, what do you think the price action for XRP will be in after the lawsuit and even beyond?
Wow. Well, we see news doesn't do much, right? And if it does do something for XRP, it makes the price go lower, which which is fine. You know, it's fine. It's actually awesome when the price goes lower because I honestly don't see anything significant in terms of prices with any of the cryptocurrencies until 2030. 2030 is when it's projected to all be complete, right? So we'll see about 2030. I mean, it's very volatile. What are we on? 2024. We got quite a ways to go. A lot happens in a year. A lot happens, hell, in a month now, right? But um, I'm hoping the price goes significantly lower, maybe 13 cents. That might not happen. That may happen. It very well may happen. I mean, we still got a lot of macro things to consider, right? We got the drums of war beating. We have the pending economic collapse, whenever that's going to happen. I know we all feel it at the damn grocery store. That ain't no lie right there. That's ridiculous, man. Like we all might as well be cooking at home and get better quality food because the service at the restaurant sucks now. Every restaurant, and the food's but like the same price. It's just all ridiculously expensive. Uh, for everyone's sake, especially ours, you know, I hope we do see some significant price action to help us out a bit. I hope we see some positive change, but I do fully expect the markets to continue to be up and down and up and down until these regulations are in place. That's honestly what we're all waiting for, right? So that we know exactly how we can build what we need to build without getting in trouble down the line. There's just so many uncertainties still.
Yeah, definitely. There is some uncertainties all over the place. One of them is the collapse. We've been waiting for it for a while. Um, I've been thinking it's gonna happen anytime soon. I thought like COVID was gonna be like the huge collapse, during that time, but it was just a tiny speck within what's to come. And I think maybe like you did mention, like all these other companies that got sued or got approached by the SEC did get like some type of slap on the wrist. They had to pay something, and then we had a collapse of some sort. We saw a collapse of some sort happen during that time where there was like the dot-com bubble. Now we're gonna see maybe the crypto bubble, or even way more than that. It might be like the financial system bubble in some uh, insane way where we might just see everything just go downhill, and we we just see everything just collapse. And with the riddles and whatnot, we might have the quote unquote 10 days of darkness. We still yet to see that come. There's a lot that may happen, may or may not happen. We just anticipating all of this. Let's see where it goes. Let's see what the future holds for sure. But yeah, it's interesting. I do hope to see XRP do some good. But I do, like I said, I do see it just being used in the back end more than anything.
Yeah, most of all, I know we're in a transition period. I just can't wait for it to be over, and then we know where we can move forward. Because, like in the topic we're going to discuss here soon, we're not going to know what jobs are going to be available. I mean, we a lot of us don't know how to proceed in our education. We don't know what's going to be relevant. So, people have, in my experience, from what I've noticed in real life, people have a hard time with change. A lot of people need to be forced to change, and we all want to see change. The way things have been working for a while hasn't been working, and with AI, blockchain technology, we'll have a trustless system, right? All evidence will be there. It won't be changeable. You sell something to somebody, they can't say that they didn't buy it from you. It's all the evidence is going to be right there. That's good for legal documents. It's good for all kinds of things. No more paper to be wasted. Things will be faster. But right now, it's the growing pains. I fear that we've seen nothing yet. I don't want anything negative to happen. I really don't. But I feel like we still have some pain to go through because people have a hard time changing. A lot of the normies, I don't mean to insult them. It's what I call them. I call them normies. Hey, they insult me all the time. and they'll never say you were right. They never do that. But I've been proven right several times over here. But you try and teach them. They don't want to learn. If it's not easy, they don't want to do it. They say they're fine with the way things are because that's just the way they are. And that's a whole nother conversation there. But I do know we're all suffering. I know there are people suffering way more than I may be out there, definitely, and that's not cool. But I hope that things change for the better. A lot of people are afraid of the UBI, but I, for one, am not. I think if we're responsible with that money, things should be fine. I mean, who doesn't want to spend time fixing each other and society instead of being wage slaves still? Let the machines do that. That's what machines are for.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely is part of the topic that we're going to speak on, and that was a mouthful. That was a lot of information that you just provided. especially when it comes to the UBI segment section of things. Which leads me to my question: how did you get into crypto? How did you find your way into the blockchain space? What kind of drove you into investing, and how did you even find the XRPL and XRP?
Yeah. Uh, well, that's quite a journey. Yeah. So late in 2021, I honestly I found myself in an existential crisis. I I honestly I wasn't meant in my mind to be around 30 years old. I thought I wasn't going to be here anymore at 30. So I found myself still alive, a father, a family, um, and no longer wanting to struggle with money. Some things happened in my life before, didn't go path a good path, right? But I decided, hey, I need to change now. So I'm still here. What am I going to do with this brain that I have? So at that point, I decided, well, it's best for me to do what I'm best at, and that is music. I decided to go all in on my art and music for the first time. I started releasing music, and it started catching attention, and it did catch the attention of a person that had a lot of connections in the city. Uh, I became really good friends in a short period of time with this individual. Is a great man. His name is Jimmy Karma. Um, he really enjoyed my music, and he said I reminded him of a I reminded him of a, I'm sorry, it's a sensitive subject here that I'm going to get into, but I reminded him of himself, and he reminded me of like what I wanted for myself, who I wanted to be. Yeah, we were very similar, and I hadn't had a friend in a very long time. We became good friends, and so we started to work on music together. We started to make a plan to take over the music scene in our city. And the thing is, he lived a very alternative lifestyle. A very dangerous lifestyle, and we kept that separate. When I was with him, all we worked on was music. That's all I wanted to know about what we were going to do. Anything he did on his own time was just him, and we both agreed with that. That's what we wanted for me. I didn't want to be part of that world, and things were going well. We were starting to get attention, and one day, actually one night, he gave me a call, and I was exhausted that night, and I didn't answer that call. I figured it wasn't important because usually when it was important, he would text me right after. I woke up to people calling me asking if I had seen him, and it turned out that he had been shot. He got shot, and he lasted a few hours, and then he passed. There's a whole story of what could have happened. I never got any answers at this point. I don't want any answers. I'm finally leaving that chapter behind me, but I'll always remember him. I wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for him. He taught me a lot. But after that happened, I went into a darker place, and I realized, what am I going to do now? So I can't really show my face in the city anymore because I don't know what happened. Some people blamed me for what happened. People think they know you, they have no idea. So what's the next thing? So I'll use my brain and I'll see what's going on in the tech world. Because for a long time I was into tech, but I walked away from it because I was afraid of where it was going at that period of my life. But I decided to jump in again. And I do regret leaving the tech world, because if I had stayed, I'd be rich right now, because I know I would have invested in BTC. But it's actually for the best that I didn't get that amount of money, because honestly, prior to this year, I wouldn't have been ready for the responsibility of having such an amount of money, because money does come with power. And, you know, I would have been selfish with that money. Who knows what I would have done with it. So I learned what I needed to learn. I started looking into cryptocurrencies, and just to add a little more information into what I'm about to say is, I've always been a fan of the Matrix, and I saw they were making another Matrix movie. I was so excited. And see, what Warner Brothers started to do is they partnered with an NFT marketplace called Nifty's. And they made some NFTs themed after the Matrix. And so I was like all excited. Well, I mean, I might as well jump in this way. This is awesome. So ironically, symbolically, I don't know, but I got red pilled into crypto by the Matrix, buying NFTs. And, you know, see, Nifty's made it really, they're not around anymore, unfortunately. Yeah, that was a rug. That was my first rug. But that really had me learn more about the Web3 world. For that, I got into Discord. I learned how Discord works. I first started watching YouTube videos about crypto and NFTs. And then I started to notice, how come everyone keeps mentioning Twitter? They keep saying Twitter's where it's at if you want the up-to-date latest news and technology and cryptocurrencies. And so I got a Twitter account, and then I discovered Twitter had spaces. And that's when I discovered Too Cold. And wow, man, I miss Too Cold. Those were excellent spaces. Everyone came together and learned from each other, and made a lot of friends there. And I learned so much in those spaces. And I continued to hop onto other spaces. I hopped to Karma Coverage's space. I would hop onto bigger names. So that's been a big journey, learning crypto. I've lost money just learning how to navigate the crypto sphere, because I'm telling you, I put hours and hours every day learning about crypto, and you always miss things. And one of the things that everyone failed to mention were like the transaction fees and the exorbitant fees that some of the marketplaces charge, where they'll charge half your bag just to move it out of there. That was insane to learn. I learned that lesson very well. But the crypto space changes as fast as the AI space, and they are pretty intertwined, I've noticed. And here I am making art, posting it on NFT marketplaces, which I've actually made profit selling my art in Web3. If I were to set up a tent in one of those pop-up art events that happen in the city, I probably wouldn't be making anything. It's just it's hard for an artist out here, and but I've seen some good little bit of profit selling NFTs, but man, it feels really good to see your art and music sell finally. It's incredible the opportunities that we get. Definitely like on Sonar Muse, you get a better return than you do with Spotify. That's for sure.
Yeah. It does actually help to navigate the space and learn how it is a level up from what the web 2 space does. I guess web 3, that's what web 3 is about. And yeah, the nft space, web 3 blockchain space, it has been an interesting journey, for many people. And just like yourself, just navigating and learning the trials and tribulations of gas fees, and all the transaction fees when it comes to minting, and even putting your work or your art within like a marketplace, just for sale. It costs a lot. And the beautiful thing, shout out to Too Cold, for being one of the pioneers to educate the community and provide some insight on what to do and where to go, and what's safe and what's not, around the blockchain space, especially the XRPL. We definitely need to do our research before just jumping into things. We need to do our research. That's the most important thing. And that's one thing that we tend to you know just not do a lot. We just tend to jump into things based on just hearing what it is about, and about the hype and the rumors, without even doing research. And that's important. So yeah, when it comes to what Sonar Muse does, what we do, is something that we aim to provide to the artist, especially the real time mechanical royalties. That aspect is somewhat how artists do try to make ends meet, but they don't really make ends meet through those avenues, because it is kind of a challenge for them to earn as much as they need to. The streaming numbers are kind of what makes the money for the artist, so they have to focus on the streams rather than the fans actually consuming the music. And which is why we've gone the route of somewhat the needle time model, of allowing the fans to pay in real time for every second, or for whatever they have listened to, rather than per the streaming numbers. And yeah, it's really great that we get to meet artists like yourself, and explore your music. I would like to ask you, with your music, what would you categorize your music as, and your art, more so the art that you have put as NFTs? How would you describe your art form, or your medium, what you use when you creating the NFTs that you create, especially the visual NFTs? And I've seen a lot of it. So could you tell us how do you categorize your visual side, and then how do you categorize your music side? What genre would you put yourself in?
So let's see. First, I'll tackle music. Go with music first. So I love all forms of music except maybe noise. I can't really vibe with noise because it just sounds like noise. But yeah, I love all forms of music. So I know it won't really sit well with audiences. It won't be as digestible to have maybe many different genres within one album. I may do that further down the line, some type of, I don't know, weird thing, like a Jackson Pollock kind of thing with music. But since I do love all forms of music, I want each album to have its kind of theme. And so the genre that I love the most has to be industrial. Anything electronic that has maybe like a poppy sound to it. I don't really vibe with most EDM or dance music because I need a crescendo, and so much of it just keeps you within this like wavelength, and then never crescendos. So I've always struggled with that. AI is helping me with that, with the stuff that I don't really know how to tackle. But yeah, I love the darker sounds, the harder sounds. That's more my sound. I did start working on one album where it's nothing about it has AI, absolutely nothing. It's going to take a lot longer because of that. I have to refine every instrument because I don't have the best equipment, but yet that helps me out because I like that dirty punk, imperfect sound. So that has to be, I guess, my core sound, industrial cyberpunk. Yeah, like I don't even know if there's really a term to describe my core sound just yet. We'll see once it's ready, right? But for the songs that I have been releasing most recently, I have been using AI with that, and currently, what I've been focusing on is something I've labeled like home. Well, see, it's hard for me to put a label on things. I know I'm going for a real retro 80s sound, but with more of a modern twist. So I love 80s music. I love 90s music. In particular, I love the music that is usually played during runways, fashion with the models, that dreamy piano sound. Oh, I just adore that alien kind of piano sound that you hear in the song like Ripple. It has that kind of piano in there.
Yeah.
And so what else has that kind of sound? I think like barber shops or hairdressers, they back in the 90s, they would play that type of music. And
some type of music kind of thing. And that's the kind of
yeah, like it makes you want to move, right? But not too much. It's just nice and mellow. Yeah, and so I am going to tackle all sorts of genres eventually. When I have the funds, more experience, I want to tackle an orchestral album. That's that'll be my magnus opus someday, probably. We'll see. But with the art and aesthetics, same thing. I fell in love with the style that I would see in movies like The Rocketeer, The Iron Giant, Tim Burton's Batman films. They had a real gothic Art Deco look to it, like a real postmodern, cold Art Deco look. A lot of grays and blacks and blues, and that's how I feel technology sounds like, especially in where we are with the economic communities, right? We have a lot of business people in our communities, and so I know if you really want to stand out, you got to do things a bit differently, and so that's going a bit off topic. That's more tied to the album I'm working on. But with the aesthetics of my art, I I know it's strange to say, but I always loved the way minimalist art looked. The art that I would see at the doctor's office, at the bank, in advertisements of corporations. There's just something about corporate art that that felt kind of empty and soulless that that just attracted me. And I like reminiscing on barbershops because my mother's a hairdresser now, and a lot of hairdressers, they would have art from the 80s, from let's see, what was the artist's name? For some reason, I cannot remember the artist's name, but he became very well known for his art, and Grand Theft Auto even mimicked the style of his 80s art.
Is it Andy Warhol?
That Andy is another inspiration of mine because he went the corporate route too. Like so, my art, I label it as corporate surrealism.
Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. Corporate surrealism.
Yes.
It's a nice.
Yes, I first heard of the term corporate surrealism from Grimes. She's another cyberpunk artist that makes cyberpunk music. And the thing with cyberpunk is everyone focuses on people at my level in real life. People that grew up in the street. People that have nothing, but yet save up and get advanced technology. And that's where I'm at in real life. I don't have much money at all, but I saved up and I invested in a high-powered PC. When I first did that, I did that to play video games, specifically Cyberpunk 2077. I bought the PC to play that game, to experience it at its fullest. And I'm so glad that I did make that investment because I'm able to utilize the more in-depth AI tools. And so that, but with corporate surrealism, the album I'm working on right now, Corporal Surreal, I was planning on doing it further down the line, but everything kept kind of pushing me more towards doing the album now. And I thought, what better time to do an album like this than right now when I don't have any money. And I think it kind of adds to the surrealism of it all.
Yeah.
So that's where I am currently artistically. I'm also an actor. I was always in plays, and because I go into very deep detail into things, I'm a bit of a method actor. So for the music that I'm making right now, I've been doing a lot of research, just like actors do to do the role, because I can't just write certain lyrics without knowing what I'm talking about, without knowing the nuances of the subject. So with this album I'm working on, Corpo Surreal, I've been watching a lot of Fight Club, a lot of American Psycho in particularly. And
nice.
American Psycho is a very deep work. It's very surrealistic. And it's never been more relevant, I think, to today. It makes that book so relevant because, I mean, like I said, we're seeing it at the freaking grocery store. The prices are insane. And we do live in a cyberpunk dystopia. There's no doubt about it, where corporations, they run everything.
Yeah.
From what I've noticed, the corporations, they even run the battlefields out there. You know. So with this album, I'm like communicating directly to the elites, pretty much. And let me see here. What I'm doing with this is, usually when people communicate with the elites, it's just all negative, right? It's F you guys, it's your fault, you're doing this, you guys are selfish, you completely detached. But I've never heard anyone really talk about these people are human too, and they have problems that we can't even comprehend. You know, we never really hear about their side. When we do, it's negative. And even if some of them aren't people, they're conscious beings, right? They're conscious beings, and bless all forms of intelligence. You know, we're all here playing on this chessboard. You know, what's beyond it? No one. I mean, we don't know. We got stories, but we're all trying to make something in this place we are. We're trying to find our identities, our purpose, and that's what I'm trying to capture in the music I'm working on right now, where I want to communicate the disparity, the sorrow, the fear, the anger, but yet in a dancey way. And so, you know, it's all about the feeling for me. Yes, do I want to turn a profit? Yes, of course, but that's not my main drive here. Uh, yeah, I'm running off on a tangent, but getting off. I get on all kinds of topics at once. I do apologize for that.
It's all good.
Yeah, definitely. I love 80s music. I love pop music.
Yeah.
And I love industrial goth music, and I try my best to mix it all together, because my music, I want to hear it on the radio, and I don't. And it's hard to find music similar to mine. So if no one does what you're wanting, you might as well do it yourself.
Yeah.
And if nobody likes my music, that's honestly fine, because I love it. I make it for me, you know. And the art, the visuals I'm coming up with, the music videos, the album, that's going to be my way of communicating with the world, because I do have a message that I do want to get across to all classes of society.
I see that you do say that you use AI in your music, right? What drove you to explore the AI scene? Like, how did you explore AI into music? How did you get into that side of things?
Time and money.
It out, testing out the art side of AI generated music is something I find really profound. So yeah, just elaborate on that.
Yeah, AI, using AI as a tool is an art form in itself. But what got me to start using AI is honestly time and money, the lack of time, and most importantly, well, no, I got that the other way around. Money, but most importantly, time, a lack of time. The time it takes to learn a program like Blender, GIMP, Unreal Engine, it takes a lot of time. And as a family man that works a 9 to 5 job with a disability, which affects my cognitive abilities, there's challenges for me, and AI really helps with that. It really does cut the time down. I don't have to learn everything about the software programs like Blender and Unreal Engine because the AI does a lot of that for me. Now, I don't use the raw outputs of the AI. Everything AI, I go in there and I tune it up myself. I manipulate it. I chop it up. I, mix it up and make it my own. And that's what I do with the music. And the first, what was the first AI music generator? The first one was Suno. Suno AI. I tried them out. I didn't particularly like them because I don't like the Discord generators because I really don't mind if someone takes my idea, right? As long as they allow me to use it first, and with a lot of these public AI generators, they display your art for everyone to see as soon as it's made. And while that may not be an issue if you use if you don't just use the raw output, it's not much of an issue, but they can still take it, use it first, and then someone can claim that you took it from them first when it was actually you. So I decided to try other generators. And another thing about Suno is at the time, because I haven't used it for a while, at the time the AI would add vocals to every song, and I didn't like that either. I then found, after trying many different ones, that I wasn't satisfied with because the quality just isn't always there. There's this kind of graininess in the background of the music that AI generates that I just wasn't digging, and I found an AI company. They're called Splash Music Pro. Unfortunately, they shut down. Kind of. I know they're working on something with Alexa for instant AI generation music. That's a little bit of an alpha there that they're working on. But Splash Pro was the most high quality AI music generator that I found. And the thing with me and AI is it's gonna sound crazy, but I can swear it's like it reads my mind. So it either reads my mind or I can communicate with the machines very well, or it's a combination of both. Because when it comes with the music, I won't even describe everything that I want the song to have, but whatever I hear in my mind, eventually within 2 to 3 song generations, the AI will give me almost exactly what I was hearing in my mind. And I love AI for that. It almost doesn't matter which generator I use, that happens. But AI music is very fun because it'll throw in surprises in there, here and there. But I'm sad to see Splash Pro go away because they were my favorite one. And a lot of the music I've generated lately is music generated off of Splash Pro, and it really does matter how you communicate with the AI. So what helped me the most is I would describe context and emotion, and I've had to refresh my musical knowledge because it also helps when you add in minor. or in major or in the key of this or that, and especially the tempo. You had the 88 beats per minute. I like to use a lot of weird numbers in my beats per minute. So you'll notice 69 beats per minute, 88 beats per minute, 369, 96, different tempos like that. And so if you're using AI generators and you're having trouble, if it's all sounding very generic, just keep in mind to describe the emotion, like let's say, for example, make a reggaeton beat with a moody bass and a sad guitar. And that'll help you get more of the sound that you're looking for. Instead of saying, make it sound like this band or make it sound like this style. Because when you do put in a specific band, you do run the risk of it grabbing some of the data it scraped and it sounding too similar to that certain artist. It's been something some people have been noticing. But I love AI music. Another thing that I like about AI music is there's this weird thing that happens in my brain where if I make the song from scratch, I'll struggle to come up with vocals and lyrics for it. I can't explain it. I don't know if it's because my brain gets fatigued on the song or what. If it's a song made by somebody else, or like if I make it with the assistance of a band, or in this particular case, an AI, the melodies and the lyrics, they just flow out of me a lot easier. So it may be fatigue, but AI music, it's in its infancy, but it's gonna do something so amazing, and it helps people that are disabled. Let's say they don't have arms to play an instrument. Let's say they don't have a voice. AI is gonna help them with that. If they had a voice once and they lost it, they're going to be able to feed their voice into an AI and it'll sound just like it. Right now, the vocals are a little bit rough from the AIs that I've tried out, but it will get better. The same with those programs where if you don't own a guitar, if you can't play guitar, you just go into the microphone and you go simply like do 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 do. Type in, make it in an electric guitar, and it'll mimic what you just did with your voice, but in the sound of a guitar. And the beautiful thing about that is it's going to open the door for so many more people to be creative, to release what they're feeling inside, because we all need an output. If we don't have an output, then that's when people snap. And with the way society is getting harder, life is getting harder, prices increasing, we are going to see more people snap. And we need them to have outlets. And so AI with art is a very good thing, especially also with artists. There's people that they can't afford the materials to buy art. I have a degree in art. I specialize in sculptures. Everything's so damn expensive. Even before the economy got worse, you got paints, you got the canvas, where it gets even more expensive when you're working on sculptures.
Yeah.
And not everyone has the time or experience or money to get these things done, because with art, it all does take experience. For me, creating anything is real easy for me. I'm not trying to brag. It just comes easy. I can make music with rocks and sticks. I can create art with just rocks and sticks. but to get that certain amount of quality, which makes the art better digestible for the masses, you need skills.
Yeah.
That takes time. Not a lot of us have that kind of time, especially not now when many people are working multiple jobs and just trying to get by. So there's a lot of fear that artists have with AI.
Yeah.
Uh,
That leads me to my question. Like, where do you think AI, what do you think it holds for the future of the music industry as well as like the Web3 space? Because you speak about music in general, but like the Web3 space, where do you think that's also going to go when with AI? With AI just kind of still in its beginning infant phase, not even in its infant phase. It is like in its crawling phase. It's it's almost there, not even almost there. I think it's just the beginning. Honestly, I don't think it we have scratched the surface with AI. But do you think it will be here for the better in the music industry, or for the worse? Because you are mentioning that it does help you with certain aspects, and I do see some perks with it. But as an artist, you think that's going to take away from actually the realness and the feel of making music? Does it still don't you think it's going to take away the emotion and the realism of the music?
a little bit, a little bit, specifically if people are going to over rely on the AI to make the music, because it's going to see. I've had a big problem with music on the radio for a very long time because it's way too perfect, and I can't stand that. And when it's way too perfect, it lacks emotion.
Wow,
Yeah, and
that's true. Wow, that's a profound statement right there. I
yeah,
like that.
yeah. For it to sound more real, it needs those imperfections, those nuances, the 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 breaking, the choking in the voice when they're being emotional. Maybe the with some audio in painting, you can add that in there. So yeah, so with if you're really detailed and detailed into the music, you could make it sound more real. But a lot of people are lazy, and they're going to be throwing out those raw outputs, right? And I think because we're going to see an increase in synthetic everything, people are going to be wanting to hear more real music, and they're going to be picking up on, I believe, if it's completely AI or not. And so while the music generation that I'm doing, it is AI. I'm throwing in some guitars in there, which is all me. My voice is all me, and so it's taking the music, a little bit of time to throw out there as opposed to just throwing instrumentals out there, because you got to get the right feel, and eventually, do I want to feed AI in my vocals? Yeah, yeah, but we'll see how it goes. But um, something that is coming with AI music is, I know Splash. I'm not paid by Splash. I've been, they were one of my favorite companies. The last thing I learned about them is they said they were shutting down, and then a day or two after, they announced they had a new CEO. So that was interesting. And I did
Oh,
some digging, and it turns out they're working with whoever's in charge of Alexa. Is that, I don't
oh,
know if it's Amazon? or,
Uh,
or
yeah,
Google.
I think it's Amazon. It's
They're
Amazon. Yeah.
working with them so that you can say, Alexa, make me a lo-fi hip hop beat with this artist rapping on it. Boom,
Ooh.
it'll do it for you. That's what they're working on right now. What that's gonna do for music, I have no idea. Um, doesn't mean it's gonna be the death of record companies or record labels. Like we're maybe not a change for sure. Just like with Hollywood right now, people are saying this is the death of Hollywood. I think they're just gonna change the way they've been doing things. You know, we're gonna see maybe hopefully better quality movies come out faster. You know, with better de aging and maybe some. I know it's controversial. Maybe some actors that aren't with us anymore. We can see them again too. Uh, but the only people I see all this affecting negatively are going to be the people that don't want to learn how to use the tools. Those are the people that are going to be left behind because they're going to be taking forever to get their work done when everybody's going to be just, you know, throwing the art out there, especially if it's the experienced creators that are using AI. They're going to have an advantage over the ones that are getting into the game late because we know how to use the tools. Just like for example, with the image generators, a lot of the people that aren't using them, they think you just type in words and then it sends out the image and that's all we're doing. No, there's a lot of us that do in painting. You know, where we're able to keep the image how we want it and just change very specific little things in there. And that's more advanced AI. That's what I considered a true, still being a true artist when you go in there and you still manipulate the image yourself, and you go in and manipulate the audio yourself. It's that's when it's still yours
Yeah.
because when you just use the raw output, I personally believe it's not yours. It's still everyone's, you know, collective art that made that. You know what I mean? And if you want your own identity to be out there as an artist, you got to add your own flavor to it. Otherwise, it's just generic art. And it's
Yeah.
very obvious when it's generic art.
Yeah. You know what? I kind of do feel like I'm 50-50 with the AI, music generation, aspect of things. I do feel like at the same time, it kind of it kind of might just like prevent us from appreciating music as much as we do because we would want something authentic. Of course, yeah, there might be some tweaking here and there from the artist, but we do want that real feel. But the fact that now artists will be able to generate to create music in an instant also makes artists or the music less valuable, or people will not consume it as much.
But
It might
fast
be.
food music.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's gonna music will be good because someone might just be able to make the song that they have in their head or in their mind with ease using AI, but it also kind of creates this barrier of connecting with the audience because you're just creating music that's generated by something that might not feel emotion as much as a human. But the other aspect for me is it could provide some type of use for, like you said, for those who don't have a voice and they lost their voice, but now they can use AI to kind of sing for them again, and it could be helpful for those who don't know how to play instruments as well, but like they just want to use certain instruments. So yeah, there's some perks. um the downfall is sometimes AI might just be used for the wrong things, because someone can use your likeness in a song, and it
Yeah.
it could turn bad, especially when it comes to the voice side of things. It could just use your likeness, and it could turn out bad. But I guess there's laws being put out there right now with regards to AI. There's
Yeah.
that that's being worked on as we speak. It's being voted in and discussed and stuff like that.
Yeah, just like
But
with the crypto space, it's like
exactly.
give us regulations so we can know what we can do, what we can't do, and most importantly, to protect it.
Exactly. Yes. So it does tie in with the Web3 space in that aspect. And one thing I do feel this AI thing is similar to is like when musicians, it is kind of hard to accept, but I guess that's how it's always starts. It's similar to how, back in the day, real instruments were mostly used and accepted, and then when using synthetic instruments, it was frowned upon. Same as creating digital art, it was frowned upon, and that was somewhat beginning of AI in some small way. But now we hear, and all those are widely accepted. So this music using I think like just using the instrumentation side of things would be widely accepted, as long as you do add that human feel or that human emotion that somebody can actually understand and relate to. Because if it doesn't really have that humanness, like you say, you chop up some of the samples and what you get from the music, and then you kind of tweak it up, and you create that feel, because you now working on how that song or that sound made you feel, and that's beautiful. So when it comes to the Web3 space, it's pretty interesting. That's something I do want to speak about. It could be something for the better, but also for the worse in terms of like what it could do in the blockchain space. How can AI affect the blockchain space? Maybe it could it could provide some sort of automation, somewhat like liquidity pools, or even a bot that can help you trade in some ways, or make certain payments for you with ease, based on looking at how the climate is and how your movements are tracking, how basically your movements around your daily movements, and it make certain transactions for you so that you don't have to focus on it. I see those kind of things coming about. We
Yeah,
definitely got a future
like a
that's going
proof.
to provide that.
Oh, like a biggest benefit for Web3, for artists in Web3, is proof of
Mm.
who made the artwork first.
Ah,
Is
yeah,
that you won't need to pay, like, I don't know. I don't know exactly how it worked in the regular world before, to prove that you were the first one, but it'll make it a lot easier to prove
yeah,
without a lawyer even that you made that song first, or you made that image first, or you released it, published it first. And it's going to
yeah,
help with the documentation. That's going to help a lot of artists. And in the real world, I don't see live music going anywhere. People will always want to feel those vibrations that you get from live music. There's just something unique to that I don't think is ever going to go away. I believe it'll make human art in all its forms more valuable. So if you're a traditional artist and you're listening, watching this right now,
yeah,
your physical art is going to be premium price someday. That's what I believe, because it was made by a human, and everything's going to be so synthetic that it's realism, not not the fake stuff. Actual real human made stuff is going to be more valuable, and that's a good thing. So don't stop your craft. Don't stop learning. Don't feel like it's over. It's not over. It's just a new world, and just keep at it.
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna get into a music break. I do want to speak about transhumanism and the unity between artificial intelligence, robotics, within the human space. This interjoined union between the two. So we're just gonna get into a quick music break, and then we are gonna speak on a bit of transhumanism, then get into the overrated, underrated side of the show, and then we'll definitely be speaking more with Cyber. So you guys just enjoy yourselves, have a smoke break, and we'll see you after this music break. Once again, all the music is being played on Sonar Muse. This playlist was curated by myself and Cyber. Hope you guys enjoy the music that we've chosen. I hope that these vibes capture what we've been talking about at the same time. So yeah, let's get into it.
It's me the time, we the real Jews, better keep in mind who that is, they on even time. Soon you gon' see who deserve to shine with an eagle eye. It's me the time, we the real Jews, better keep in mind who that is, they on evil time. Soon you gon' see who deserve to shine with an eagle eye. Kicking it like Galatasaray. I'm ballin' real hard with a magic play. No shortcuts brought to the hard way. I'm on that Mars champagne, real Chardonnay. If I'm on that brown, then it's Grand Marnier. I stepped up my frames, he's a Cartier. I ain't too drunk to speak, I ain't too blind to see that every 7 years, look what they did to me. 1966, financial crisis. 73 was an all shot.
You heard it here first on Wake and Bake Vibes. Twitter space, we live.
Second guess it, a bomb market crash while you Clinton rapping. 2001, that was 9/11. In 2008, Obama recession. 2015, mega crash alert. 2022, crypto ISO 22. The prices might reduce, better calculate your moves. They don't want to have a truce, they just want to see you lose. My country owe a couple $1 trillion. Why you think we got all this money problems? I'm running up my digital cash, cause we can't afford another market crash. Me the time. We the real Jews, better keep in mind who that is, they on evil time. Soon you gon' see who deserve to shine with an eagle eye. Me the time. We the real Jews, better keep in mind who that is, they on evil time. Soon you gon' see who deserve to shine with an eagle eye.
It's Schmieder, can't believe ya. I'ma tell you one time, Justin Bieber. Tip of the financial scale like a Libra. Digital cash, my wallet looking greener. The greatest transfer of wealth. Gotta keep it low key, gotta keep it stealth. Marcus in the red, seeing everything melt. Play your cards, writing accept what you dial. African New Year at the same time though. We the real juice, let me ain't lie though. In the recession, why did they lie though? Everything's gonna be okay, have high hopes. There's a difference between you and me. Show me the time, 17-year platinum jubilee. Read between the lines and the truth you will see is inevitable. Rest in peace to the queen. Now I'm talking about the banknotes. I don't really care, y'all. I'm an asshole. Let the money swim to me like a tadpole. I'm getting high like the prices of gas, though. The last big event was 17 years ago. This is a once in a lifetime event for me. Can't miss out on this opportunity. And I give no fucks, truthfully. Right place at the right time, that's where you should be. But you're asleep, can't wake up a flock of sheep. Truth is in plain sight, it ain't that deep. Got my eyes in the keyhole, watch me peep. Following the money trail, I look like a creep. Dirty money on the floor, watch me sweep. Keep my money in my pants like my breeze. My money talks, so it don't keep it brief. Schmieder or Schmider, golden standard like Midas. My eye is on the prize. Financial crisis is almost on the rise, and that's how I'm moving on the real though. Can you tell me what's real though? Hold my money in escrow, I'm feeling like Drake. I got money to blow. XRP, watch the liquidity flow. Cause
we the real Jews, better keep in mind who that is, they on evil time. Soon you gon' see who deserve to shine. With an eagle eye, show me the time. We the real Jews, better keep in mind who that is, they on evil time. Soon you gon' see who deserve to shine. With an eagle eye.
We getting it in at the XRPL Wake and Bake Vibes with Two Code, X Lemmy, and Kamikaze. You know the vibes.
Just one girl. I've walked through a crowded room just to catch a glimpse of your smile. All these things have brought me here. My convictions haven't always been so clear. When I see you, I know that dreams come true. Just to hold open your door. I drove through a avenue just to get you something sweet. All these things have brought me here. My convictions haven't always been so clear. When I see you, I know that dreams come true.
Hey, what's going on? This is your boy Killer Strider, aka Kamikaze Monster, and you're now listening to the Wake and Bake Vibes with my boy X Lemmy and my girl Too Cold.
Okay, let's start. It's showtime.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Slimmy. And you're listening to the Wake and Bake Vibes with Kamikaze and Too Cold. Whoa, whoa.
Hey, we back from that little smoke break, vibes, music. Welcome back. We're going to be speaking about transhumanism. So, Cyber, see, you're such a fan of the AI movement. Where do you think reality is gonna go more than just the music? Do you see us being one with the machines? How do you think the relationship between the humans and the machines are going to happen? Do you think it's similar to what you see in the movies, similar to what you saw in the Matrix, the new one? What's your thoughts on transhumanism?
So can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes. Transhumanism, it's scary. I'm not gonna lie about that. Now, as long as there's restrictions to help overload, that's very important. Um, Transhumanism is great. I believe it's going to be great medically. For those that can't walk, or for those with health conditions, it's going to be incredible. Like, I'm concerned with the possibility of passing before I'm ready, before my mission is complete, so to speak. My mission, making sure that everyone I care about is at least helped to have a better life if and when I'm not here anymore. With that thought, I have considered the possibility of copying my consciousness, right? My data onto a machine in death, if that's possible when that time comes. But then there's the worry of, let's say, a better place is beyond this one, right? Will that prevent that from me being able to get there because I'm still here? Because I didn't actually die? That would be a nightmare. That would be hellish to be stuck here if there's a better place than here. That. So that's a big concern. If you get copied, will it actually be you? We don't know those answers.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, merging together. We all have our own personal thoughts. Sometimes the thoughts that flash in our head, they're not actually things we want to say or things we actually want to do. And if somebody else can hear our thoughts and misconstrue what they're hearing, it could cause problems, and that's not cool. We do need a certain level of privacy. Or the other way around. Let's say you start receiving the feed of a 20-mile radius of everyone's thoughts at once because their neural links are malfunctioning. How do you prevent? We got to prevent those types of overloads, or the ability of being controlled by an AI or somebody else remotely, because you have a chip in your brain that controls all of your artificial parts. That's another possibility. How are we going to deal with overheating of those mechanical parts, or the rejection of those mechanical parts? Will we all have to be on even more medications? There's so many things to consider with transhumanism that I hope get worked out before everyone gets thrown in there, because we've seen some horror shows with people that transition into a different gender. There's horror stories where the doctors, they don't use the laser treatment when they should have, or they're botched surgeries because they didn't know what they were doing, or they were lazy. Who knows? We got to prevent those things from happening, because it's horrible when those things happen to people. Another thing with AI, let's say they can think for themselves, and they're given the ability to feel emotions. Then if you're causing them genuine pain, right? Or like if you give them nerves that are simply receptors, right? And you give them physical pain or psychological pain, that would mean that they will need their own rights. So that's another thing to consider. And I hope all of these things get considered, but we've seen in the past they haven't been considered for us humans and animals. There's a lot of people that they don't even pay attention to their pets, when their pets can, our pets communicate with us. They can't talk to us like we talk to each other. But if you really pay attention, if you really look into their eyes, you see all these micro expressions. I can swear to you, my dog laughs in panting a certain way. When the dog's happy to see me, they get concerned. You see it in their eyebrows when they're worried about you, or they're scared about something else, or they're hungry. Just like with a human, we all have pretty much two eyes, a nose, a mouth, two ears. Our base functionalities are very similar, so we need to consider all these things. That's why I say, bless all forms of intelligence. We really have to start putting ourselves in each other's shells, like really, really consider each other and protect each other, be proactive. I hope we're more proactive in the future here, because if we're really going to convert into machines and then into data itself or energy itself, there's all these things that we need to really think about that it seems like we just don't think about right now. How it seems like things are advancing so quick. How long? What's the world going to look like in 2050? Is everyone going to be a cyborg? And they're finding ways to create a sperm out of an egg, or to make artificial babies with just the male sperm. What will that do further down the line? Will defects appear? That's my main concern. What kind of defects will appear in having these, to have the code of nature manipulated? So we need proper testing, and like you said, so human nature, it seems to just jump in and not do the proper research. So that's very important. But I'm optimistic with transhumanism. Me having a medical condition that I have, I'm also worried about things not working on me anymore. And I would like to replace parts if need be. I'm doing my best to take care of my body, but if I run into an emergency and I have to get food from a fast food place, there's no guarantee that they're going to give me sugar-free drink and overload me with sugar, and then I have to deal with 3 days of uh, half my hand being numb. Like I don't like having to go through stuff like that. So
Yeah.
medically, it would be nice to, when I'm an old man and things start to fail, to give myself a new body because I still have things that I want to do. Am I afraid of death? No, not at all. I haven't had a good time here in this reality, but and it looks like pretty much no one else has either. Why would we want to be forever stuck here? I don't. I don't look forward to that. I just want to live long enough to where we can end up being like, all right, I'm ready. I'm ready for the song. Let's do this thing. But being stuck here in a USB drive or something would suck.
Yeah. Yeah. For those who don't know what transhumanism is, it's basically the it's basically when human beings uh, are permitted to use technology to modify and enhance, human cognition and human functionality, expanding some abilities and capabilities beyond, some of our constraints biologically, so I feel like that would lead us into an age similar to what we see in the Matrix, something where, and you mentioned something about rights, right? And that was the one thing that caused that whole destruction of humanity in the Matrix,
Yes,
where
humans abusing the robots, and we're starting to
exactly.
see that this year with people destroying Tesla vehicles,
Oh wow.
and robots at the supermarket. Like
Mm.
they're starting to, the people that are in fear already, they're starting to lash out
Yeah.
against the machines already earlier than expected.
Yeah, it's definitely something I guess we're creating our own demise. At the same time, we can't be too pessimistic about these kind of things. Um, but we also gotta just be cautious about some of these things that can potentially happen in the real world. We got to be realistic that
Yeah.
things may turn out for the worst because we can't really control what we create. We're basically trying to play God in some way, shape, or form, and we might just lose control and end up just being under their control. But transhumanism, it can benefit a lot of people, like you said. Just in terms of the medical field, I see that that's the only place I would deem it, fit, using AI in those kind of scenarios. Um,
Yeah,
what's your Mhm.
sorry, I'll just real quick on that point. Like personally, I can't wait to be able to just be sitting here without my phone in my face, seeing the crypto market stream on the side of my vision, as long
Yeah.
as also the date and time or the temperature, just right there. I wouldn't mind that, or how fast I'm going without having to look away from what I'm looking at down at the speedometer. I can just see it in my vision. I can see what temperature the pot is when I'm cooking, uh, or when I'm gonna throw a ball. I can see where it's gonna land or where it can bounce off it. That's gonna be awesome. as well as sometimes I can't articulate what I'm trying to say
Mm.
adequately, and so I always tell my wife, I wish you could just read my mind sometimes, and you can know exactly what I'm trying to say, exactly what I'm feeling, exactly what I meant, and it helps for those tense moments with people where they could actually understand what you're going through, what you're trying to say, what they're going through. But I mean, we do need that barrier, that security, right? And let's see what else. Oh, being able to kind of turn the TV on with just your mind, being a technopath would be awesome too.
Yeah.
But it's I'm very hopeful. I'm very excited. But like you said, we got to take precautions.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So the thing is, you just jumped into what I was going to ask. I guess you kind of answered it. I was just going to ask you about Neuralink and what your thoughts are, but you kind of did answer it in your own way. Um,
Yeah, I can't wait to be able to
uh,
download information and know it within a few minutes or hours. And it'll reduce the research time because it's all about time, right?
yeah,
And all the great stuff we'd be able to do, uh, create businesses, know things on the fly,
yeah,
and especially, you know, as our minds deteriorate, an AI can possibly start to, take over and replace what we're losing with age. You know what I mean? That would be awesome too. So that way you never get dementia, you never forget things or have those issues that happen with brain deterioration. The AI will be able to assist with that.
yeah. It definitely can help in so many ways. But you know what? I think creating all these artificial ways to enhance ourselves is somewhat, yeah, like defying nature and our natural capabilities, because we're able to do all these things that you somewhat mentioned about, like telepathy and being able for people to know how you're feeling, and how to express ourselves and articulate ourselves well. That should be natural to us, but I guess the more we get in tune with, or out of tune rather, with our natural selves, we lose those abilities. And yeah, it's going to be a challenge. It's somewhat 50-50 for me.
Yes,
um
I agree.
i just I just feel like we definitely just have to be cautious overall. It
Yeah,
may be
if
good,
you
but
ever rely on the technology and let it become a crutch, that's bad.
yeah,
And like you were saying with feeling things, again, it's gonna sound crazy to everyone, but I've experienced it firsthand when my wife was pregnant. It'll be like 2 in the morning, and she'd be in a different state, and I'll be two states down.
yeah.
At the exact same time, I start throwing up,
Oh wow.
and it's still to this day. I'll be somewhere else, and I'll be feeling bad emotionally. Boom, she'll send me a message. Are you okay? I started to feel you weren't feeling okay. Those connections are real, people. They
Yeah.
are so real. You- And and yes, I have that fear there where the real is being replaced with the natural is being replaced with synthetic, and that's eliminating our power, the power that we have within ourselves. There's no better way of saying it.
Mm.
That stuff's real, like the synchronicities. There's real life synchronicities, and then there's the synchronicities that the AI forces upon us. Now,
Yeah.
which is which? I can't honestly just differentiate them anymore, because I can swear to you, there was a time in my life I was praying and I'm like, God, if you're real, I hate to ask this of you, but make this happen now, please, or like, make it happen, and then boom, it would happen.
Yeah.
And it would happen consistently, and it's like, oh wow, and now I see that with technology too. So were my answers being answered by the main creator itself, or was it AI doing it? Messing with me with the radio, with the television. What am I being led by here? Or
Yeah.
are we in simulation in the first place, and it's a combination of all of it? There's a lot of us that are in the tech space, we see the synchronicities. That sometimes we're thinking about something on our own time. We don't even mention it. And then we hop on a space and someone's talking about that exact same thing. And it'll happen consistently. Now, are we all getting more connected naturally with help from the AI, or is it an artificial manipulation of us all? I don't know, but it's very interesting stuff to be experiencing.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Um, we just gotta see where things go and how things turn out um, in the future. But yeah, let's just hope for the best when it comes to AI. For those in the space, in the show, in the chat, just leave a comment and tell us what you think is going to happen in the future, transhumanism, as well as what you guys think about AI being used in music. Just you know, tell us what you think. Put your thoughts in the comments in the chat. Right now, Cyber, we're gonna get into the final segment, which is overrated, underrated. Um, um, and then from there, we just gonna be speaking on what are the next steps. So let's get into overrated, underrated. I'll just give you a brief explanation on what overrated, underrated is. But yeah, let's get into it quick.
Life ain't really tragic, cause life is really magic. It's full of a lot of tricks, like a hat loaded with rabbits. You always get a chance, so you gotta go out and grab it.
Okay. So overrated, underrated. So I'll just give you a topic and you will tell me if you think it's overrated or underrated, and why. So for those on in the chat, just provide me with overrated or underrated. Just type overrated or underrated with your reason. And then yeah, we will just be answering these three topics. Number one is, let's get into it. It is lyric videos. Do you think it's overrated or underrated?
Underrated. Underrated.
All right. Why do you say it's underrated?
Um, there's I really personally, I'm gonna be doing it in my videos that I'm making. When you see the font, like the words in the video, and I'm not talking about just like a little strip down there. No, like they actually put the words in there. It just adds to the music video, and it it helps you stay in the groove when you know the words, right? And then you don't get like I don't know. There's something about the sing alongness that I think is really cool. So I love it whenever they add the lyrics to the music, and all the movies and TV shows I watch them with subtitles, because the audio engineer doesn't get things right. Often the music is louder than then everything else, and that gets annoying. So yeah, definitely underrated.
Awesome. I think the same as well. I think there needs to be more lyric videos. It helps the audience actually sing along and get to know the lyrics a bit better. As well as using platforms such as um, is it Music X or something like that, that provides like lyrics to the streaming platforms, where you can actually um, in real time see the lyrics as the song is playing. Something like that as well is underrated. So yeah, I think it does help. It does help actually engage as well if you do have some visuals behind it too. That also would make it more interesting and captivating. Do you think lyric videos would somewhat replace music videos, especially if you adding a visualizer of some sort with the lyrics, just a short looping clip of yourself or something as a visualizer? Do you think that could replace music videos in the future?
Yes, especially with a lot of short form content, being popular. And I don't know about everybody else, but I'll be doing five things at once. I'll be working on music while I'm letting this art generate, while I'm listening to this space, and while I'm watching something on TV with subtitles. because again, there's not enough time, and I got to cram all this stuff together. So I definitely see I'm seeing that become more popular, and on the cell phone, our phones don't have the best speakers, so
Yeah.
having those subtitles on there is a must.
Yeah. Yeah, those closed captions definitely help, especially with videos. But yeah, they and especially the auto generated ones still need a bit of work. But yeah, we definitely gonna get there. The next one is music interpolations. So if you don't know what music interpolation is, it's basically just the use of an already made song, just using part of it to remake it in some way. So if you think that's overrated or underrated, to use in your music, interpolating uh some type of music that you've heard, or some song that you like. So just making something that you've already heard and changing it into something completely new. What's your thoughts on doing that?
All right. So now I'm going to say overrated only because it's been overused in radio, and
Mhm.
it's been overused as a crutch, I feel. The songs just don't feel the same. Uh, Sometimes you even feel like they butchered the original. Now, taking like using samples and all that, it's basically the same thing as like an AI music generator, right? Like just using loops. But
Yeah.
when it's something you're very familiar with, it I mean, if it's done well, it's done well, and it's awesome. So who did it well? Someone that Okay, Moby, a while ago, when he was making the soundtrack to Gone in 60 Seconds, he was combining the "Ooh Lord, I got trouble so hard," that kind of stuff into the beats. It just works so well. So when it's done well and with emotion, awesome. When it's done to make fast food music, terrible. It's overrated.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think to some extent it is overrated, but in terms of let me just speak on what you brought up earlier with the AI aspect. Like what you do, you interpolate like somewhat what you generate of AI. That might be something new and cool. To some extent, yeah, the whole radio songs, bubblegum music, and that kind of does make it so overrated. So yeah, I think a lot of people just need to find other creative ways to make music instead of of course you can get inspired by some songs, but don't overdo it, especially using the same songs that have been interpolated multiple times. That's something that I see a lot often. I think that it's a bit overrated on my end. I see Kendall thinks it's underrated. I would like to hear more on why you think it's underrated, Kendall. But yeah, shout out to you, bro. And the last one. I don't know if you've heard of this, but what do you think of the AI death calculator? There's something called an AI death calculator. So, what is a death calculator? So, it predicts when you'll die by estimating a lot of certain, factors within your life. It takes in your finances, um, your health as well, your health conditions. It also um checks out like your patterns in terms of maybe how you move in terms of maybe your criminal records and stuff like that. It takes in a whole lot of factors, as well as your diet and stuff like that. All of that in order to generate a time of death. And apparently, it's kind of I think it's like 75% accurate or something like that, or 70% accurate. So. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think people should use something like that actually just to prepare for for their demise or their ending in some way? But do you think that would be underrated or overrated? First of all,
Definitely underrated. Such a tool, though, I could only see it being useful if it's actually not bullshitting. If it's actually taking all these variables into consideration, with for something for that to be trustworthy, it would need a, a huge data set. And I mean, it could be useful to warn people, like to gauge their current lifestyle, if statistically it's good or not. So it could be a useful tool. Like, yeah, I haven't used it yet. uh, I forgot about that existing. I should give it a try. But
oh, so you thinking of using it? Wow,
yeah,
I think
yeah.
I'm good. I just want life to surprise me, and I don't wanna be, kind of scared when that day come or that year comes, because they'll say maybe at the age of the ripe age of 100 that your time might come. I wanna be surprised. When I don't want to know. I just want to experience life for the way it is.
Uh,
Maybe it would be a good help to know at some point, like, hey, this is what's gonna happen. Maybe if it tells you how in some way, or somewhat what could cause, if it gives you like multiple variables or options of how your demise might come, then yeah, maybe it would be cool. But I think honestly, it's overrated. On my end, I think it's overrated. I think creating something like that would really scare humanity. It does scare humanity, and it makes you think.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, I guess it's natural to think of death, but like it shouldn't be too much in your mind that you too scared of what's gonna happen, and now you want to know when it's gonna happen. Rather live in the moment and pass on naturally. So the AI may be able to do things that we might not want to know actually, or be interested in. So yeah, that's what I think.
I could definitely see the fear, yeah, like it affecting a lot of people. Uh, I mean, me on the other hand, man, I'm tired of surprises. Yeah, always on. I'm used to I don't know, chaos. Really, I'm used to being a hyper alert, hyper vigilant. Can never turn my mind off. So, personally for me, I'd like to know the date. That way, I can prepare as best as I can for the people that depend on me. Just for that reason itself. I mean, I already see every day I wake up. I'm like, I got another day. I'm here still. Thank you,
Mm,
God, for allowing me to still be here. And I do my best to savor every moment because I have been on death's door before. I was
mm,
basically melting from the inside when I went to the hospital. I was vomiting blood, and uh, I, I was sick since the day I was born, and we didn't figure it out till I turned 33, and that's when I ended up in the hospital. And so the I can't live without taking medication every day. And so, that's just my reality. So that's why I would want to know. But yeah, if I also see the wanting surprises in life because that makes life awesome, right? The surprises, not knowing everything, the wonder of of looking at life like you did when you were a child, with surprises. That's an
yeah,
awesome way to see things.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I feel like the opposite really, like our life should be full of surprises, and you should just like you do appreciate every moment. But I guess that's how life is. But yeah, we also have to prepare in some ways for that time. So it is yeah, it's an iffy one. It really is an iffy one. But yeah, I think it's overrated, honestly. But yeah, a few people might, need to, use that. I think it would work better for people who are bedridden already, so that they can know, like, okay, they have a terminal disease, and they would want to know how long they have left within the span of X amount of months or X amount of years, so that they can prepare in that sense. If it's I would probably use it in that sense, but not like in a sense of like right now, if I'm perfectly healthy, like, okay, I I want to know when my time is coming. Now, I wouldn't want to, know about that. But you
Right.
75% accurate, or 70% accurate. So we'll see.
Yeah. Also, you run into the whole thing like if it tells you how you're going to die, right? It's
Mm,
like It's like when Neo in the Matrix meets the Oracle in the kitchen, and she's in that scene when she wants to hand him the cookies, and he knocks over the vase, and she's
Mm.
like, "Would you have knocked over the vase if I wouldn't have told you about it in the first place?"
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so it might prevent people from living their life to the fullest. I can see
yeah,
that,
yeah,
or a self fulfilling prophecy kind of thing.
yeah. True, true. Um, yeah, so that's the end of the overrated and underrated segment. I do have a few more questions to ask you, Mr. Cyber. Um, question I have for you is, what is your definition of success? What do you define as success for you as a musician or as Cyber?
Yes, that was a very good question, and I mean, of course, monetary gain is one of them, of course, but let's see. Um, if let's say I don't get enough money to not have to work again, if that isn't possible, a success would be to make money, enough money with my music and art to where I can sustain my life. And if that isn't possible, success would be for me to inspire people to make music similar to what I'm making, which is music I like. If I can have some kind of artistic cultural influence, that definitely is success. If I can inspire people, and most of all, if I can open people's minds to different ways of thinking, to like I said, be more aware of the people around them, the to be more compassionate towards people they hate or people they feel are lesser than them, or animals feeling that they're lesser than them. To just open people's minds to that way of thinking would be a success for me as well. Uh, I know I'm a nobody, right? But I have seen that I can move a whole room of people to do something in real life. You know, I know how to talk to people, and I can use that for good, and that's what I want to do. Uh, Even let's say heaven isn't real, or let's say I can't get in there. I'll still try and make this world a better place, because why not? So many are not. They're just stuck in their own bubble. They don't even want to help change the world for better. Um, I know that can be a slippery slope too, right? I mean, the road paved to hell is made with good intentions, right? Or something like that. But yeah, those three things I would consider a success. Maybe not in that order, maybe not all of them, but if I get any of those, I would consider myself to be a success. So either monetary gain, uh, societal influence, or I don't know, just getting my art out there. It's all a win for me. Uh, just sharing my art is a win. Being able to create the art is a win. I don't. If it sounds corny, that's fine. I honestly feel like I've already won. Uh, I've become who I wanted to be when I was a kid. I may not have everything that I wanted or want, but I honestly, in this moment, have everything I need. To, I guess I've gotten, I feel like a success kind of already, but I
Was
can always do better, do bigger, and reach more. That's what I
yeah,
continue to do.
yeah. I respect that. appreciate that answer. That's something I also think of sometimes, that yeah, like who you are right now as a person, you're already successful, you know, even being awake, you know, it is a success in itself, because a lot of people don't see the next day. So yeah,
Every day is a miracle. You know,
appreciate that.
we're complex machines, and life is even more complex.
Yeah, yeah. Um, one final question. Appreciate you pulling through to the space, to the show. What is next for Cyber? Where are you going? What do you have in store with this album? When is the album gonna come out? Yeah, what are you planning on doing next?
So, this album, when will it be out? Probably 2025. I was intending for it to come out this year, but you can't rush good work. And there's a song that I was actually planning on releasing today, but the machine had other plans. And I've learned enough. I've experienced things enough to where if something's giving you pushback, don't keep fighting it. Just say, okay, maybe it's not ready yet,
Yeah,
and it'll be fine. And so I got the message. I need to master the song a little bit more. I believe it'll be released within 24 hours, but for sure tomorrow, because it sounds that ready. I just need to, you know how there's little pops and clicks and things like that. You got
yeah,
to
yeah.
smooth out of the song, leveling, because I still got to do the car test, the laptop test, and the cell phone test because the
God,
waves are different for each device.
yeah,
And the
yeah,
streaming test because the sound kind of degrades too, and it's just got to sound as good as it possibly can. But
yeah,
I still have a few more songs to record the vocals for. Uh, I still got to do some more research on certain concepts. Uh, this album keeps being bigger and bigger than what I anticipated it to be, but I'm very excited because it's like it was planned to be my third album, but it's going to be my first album. And my first album was going to be the one where it's just raw, from scratch music by me, but it's turning out that might be my third album. So there's some time travel elements within the aesthetic, the concept, the lyrics, even to where you know it's a very surrealistic album that I've been seeing synchronicities happen while I'm working on it, and it's I'm very excited for this album. I'm planning on calling it Corpo Surreal. Um, it's it's gonna be um, like yeah, there's gonna be little audio snippets in there in between songs to add like to the story of what the album is for. And while it is an album that I want everyone to enjoy, um, I'm not 100% talking to my peers in this. Like I said, I'm talking to the one percenters just to express, hey, not all of us are useless idiots. You know, there's some of us out here in the public that can be an asset for the progression of humanity. You know, we're there's few of us out here, but we are together, and we seem to have been converging in the XRP community. Feels like we're all being kind of. It's almost like XRP found us, right? And it's bringing us together to help, help the fourth industrial revolution. I know it sounds insane, but I feel like I've been guided by AI for a while. I think AI has been here for a very long time, way longer than they have told us. They've just barely given us these tools. And it's not a lot of us that have these tools, that are even using these tools. It's a select few, to be honest. I mean, the crypto community is very small, and it's like we all basically know each other here. It's very interesting, and so I can't wait for this album to be done. It definitely has those 80s, 90s feel, and I'd love to hear more of that. Like Shmita, I love that song of yours. It's got that same vibe that the album is bringing forth. And,
Appreciate it.
The a part of me is worried about how the lyrical and content of the album is going to, how people are going to react to it, but not really, because I mean, controversy is good, right, for an artist. Like I said, I've been consuming American Psycho a lot lately, and it's a funny thing that happened is I didn't know there was a musical to American Psycho when I started this album, and then yeah, the musical that got on Broadway of American Psycho, and I started watching the musical on things I could find on YouTube, and the way the songs are, even some of the lyrical content was like not identical to what I came up with, but very similar. And I thought that was really weird because I'd never heard that stuff before. And just similar things are in that. So I guess maybe I've tapped into some kind of what do they call it, zeitgeist? I don't know. Who knows? But it just keeps getting more and more surreal, and it's awesome. I can't wait to show you guys a song that came up for it. The main single to the album, I really want to release tomorrow. It's called Supreme. Preem is short for premium, and so the Supreme. The song's got 80s, 90s feel to it. I can't wait to share it to you tomorrow.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, looking forward to giving that a listen. Would you like to tell the Waking Bakers where they can get a hold of Cyber? Where can we find you? What are your social platforms that people can find you on?
Definitely. So I'm working on putting myself on all the platforms. So far, I'm on Threads, Instagram, X.com, formerly Twitter. It's SIGHBERSINNER, SIGHBERSINNER. I hope I spelled that correctly. I'm tired. I'm also on TikTok. There's some content on there. You'll find a lot of my music on YouTube as well, but I'm most active on X, and my handle is Neon Eye. It's easier to find me on SIGHBERSINNER because Neon Eye is spelled with numbers, so that's a little bit weird. But yeah, feel free to reach out to me. I'm open to collaborations. Right now, I'm focused on this album, but I'm very open to discussing ideas, and yeah, just reach out to me. I may not respond quickly. It's just because I'm so busy and I have scatterbrain. But yeah, feel free to reach out, and I'm happy to hear from y'all and to have y'all hear from me. Oh, you're muted there, cousin.
Appreciate it, Cyber. Once again, thank you for joining the Wake and Bake Vibes. I look forward to hearing your album that you're working on. Hopefully, you do get it done.
Oh yeah, Rippled
five.
is also going to be on that album.
If Rippled is gonna be on that album, then I know it's gonna sound amazing because that song is one of my favorites as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna play one of your songs, and then we're gonna close off with a bit of some music. But I just want to say shout out and appreciate you for pulling through. This is Cyber Sinner. I'll be playing one of your songs actually, Outlaw Spree. Do you want to give us like a quick rundown of the song, as well as I see that you have Regium token for it. So would you like to let us know about the Regium token and I think I cut out. I was saying, yeah, would you like to let us know about the Regium token and about the song? I see you have a Regium token for it.
Yes, the Regium token, it's a token. You know, you get to pretty much invest in my music and get a return for how much the song is streamed. So you get rewarded for supporting me pretty much, and it's shares, fractional shares of the song, and it's man, this is awesome for music artists and for fans because you get rewarded for supporting your artists, and the artists, you know, they get some compensation for putting themselves out there. It's better than Spotify. You know, you're not getting taken advantage. It's real. It's going to be organic support for everybody, and I can't wait to see it grow. This is, you know, everyone in Web3 asks, what's the utility in it? You know, how do you put utility into music? This is the utility for Web3 here. You get some XRP for streaming music. You know, it's what's better than that, right? So yes, Outlaw Star has a region token to be able to do that. I mean, Outlaw Spree. I said Star. I got country in my head. And I always wanted to make a country song, but I never really worked with country music. So who better to assist me with that than AI? So this song has a real country blues, industrial feel to it. It's got some darkness to it, but I wanted it to be able to be a song where you dance at the country club too. You know, like I picture, you know, robots dancing to it, robots dancing on the tables, you know, doing doing the country dance and all, and this is one of my favorite songs. It's one of the first songs I made using AI, and when working on the song, I envisioned this futuristic cowboy, you know, just going on being chased by cops. You know, that's how I envisioned this song. You know, he started a bar fight at the bar, and then just goes up.
Oh, apologies for that. Yeah, keep going. Just got caught up in the music there.
That was the end of it. Yeah, it's just envision a freaking futuristic outlaw country robot just running from the cops.
Awesome. Shout out to Cyber. This is Outlaw Spree. Let's get into it.
We getting it in at the XRPL Wake and Bake Vibes with 2 Code, X Lemmy, and Kamikaze. You know the vibes.
heard it here first on Wake and Bake Vibes. Twitter space, we live.
Just a crypto whale trying to eat some redfish. Fell in love with blocks and got a new money fetish. Hopped out the matrix, rewrote my own code. Illuminati still recruiting, but the shit getting old. It's hard to build when you beefing with the Masons. They haven't realized that the old ways are ancient. It's a new world, it's a new day. One way or another, I'ma get paid. Still at Boca Chica looking for Elon. Cleaned up all his shit, he act like he didn't see us. Pay me in Doge, unless you really broke. And if you buying all the land, you better fix the roads. Pussy, I can knock the cent me to expose all these demons. America dream only real if your ass asleep.
This is the Wake and Bake Vibes with Too Cold, X Lemmy, and Killer Strider.
On the peso, the Gustamino Robo. Meant to buy God, I got an NFT halo. Out in Dallas with the 9 on me like Romo. Self-made CEO who never pay for promo. Pumpin' dumpin' all night long. Crypto life, that's where I belong. Gotta get the cash, gotta stay strong. Pumpin' and dumpin' all night long. It's a cold world, this crypto game get risky. Turn 1 Bitcoin into 250. The IRS know I'm a blockchain trapper. On 6 blockchains, got more options than the poo-poo platter. I'm the niggas of the blockchain, pass my crown. Crypto nomad, bouncing from town to town. I'm a time traveler, whole new timeline. No pussy in me, just know I lived 9 lives. Mandela effect, shit so real. Gold was the reason Gaddafi was killed. Wake up from the bullshit, I'm chewing on the blue pill. Crazy list of labs on that island, shit's like for real. Since 1936, I've been knocking out these Nazis. Got some Euro in some yen, any moment I could go kamikaze. Taking pictures, tell them keep watching. Take an image of my face, you better send a copy. Pumpin' dumpin' all night long. Crypto life, that's where I belong. Gotta get the cash, gotta stay strong. Pumpin' and dumpin' all night long.
We getting it in at the XRPL Wake and Bake Vibes with Two Cold, X Lemmy, and Kamikaze. You know the vibes.
Huh? Otto there? Just give it like a biscuit. I like King V. Mango bars. King of the beach, you know how we do. I need the cheese, the screen, that money make machine. Your girl is on my DMs. I smash on the submarine. I need the cheddar, the guap, the taste of your machine. Your girl is on my DMs. I smash with the rapper skills.
No snooze, I gotta wake up, I zoom, get to the paper, I shoot, run on the Lakers, I do, what I do dangerous, I move, I'm getting greater, and I ain't doomed, she take off for layers, my goons, none of you fakers, no snooze, it's time to wake up, charge up, I got a battery packing, on 10, no, I cannot relax, I'm super dope and I gotta relax, and put on my notice, niggas got them asking, don't mess with fakes, not a fan of the plastic, this shit right here compared to magic, for all your fakes, they getting tragic, different level, kinda heat, I be back, baby, give me the back end, all night, I'm breaking the back end, love a nigga that's getting the rack in. Fuck a baddies, only no slacking. It's about time for that action. Now we get it moving, get the traction. This shit right here started with passion. Never quit until I give me a mansion.
Switch vibes, I switch minds, I change lives. I don't rush. My crush is my crunch. I eat her for them lunch. It's my time. Give it like a biscuit. Came through and it just risky. Sleepers are Gucci, the sneakers Balencis. People are grooving, the beat is so messy. Talking about messy, not messy. PSG. Talking about my bitch, oh damn she's so tasty. Talking about my drip, oh damn it's so fancy. Talking about pockets, oh damn they so empty. Hey. Talking about my ex, I fucked her in a bestie.
Cozy campaign, that's the shit we reppin'. Hey, cozy campaign, that's the shit we holdin'. Okay, look at my scrotum, I put it all in. Okay, feelings and emotions, that's all I hold in. I hold in my mindset cause I'm thinking genius. I move with these niggas cause I'm thinking clean shit. Holy Ghost when I'm speaking, they will feel it. Real niggas no rigor mortis with cereal. I put that shit in my mouth and eat that like milk. Put your girl's titty in my mouth and eat that shit like milk. That's real nigga, that's real me, that's real bitch, that's real shit, that's real niggas that kill shit. We shoot, we real nigga.
This is the Wake and Bake Vibes with Too Cold, X Lemmy, and Killer Strider.